That happened. But I was wondering, yes, of course. On the 23rd, yes, of course, yes, I will. Because you are at someone else's mercy.
Mercy. Yes.
Amen.
And it will. I watch the work. You get on the phone nasty with them, they hang up on you, they nasty back with you.
Amen.
But I learned sometimes just learning to have temperance, learning to have self-control. And I found out not only does it help the people around me, but it helps me too.
Hallelujah. That's right.
I said there's people in jail because of their mouth. There's folks that's sick and dead because of their emotions.
Yes.
That's right.
Your emotions can kill you. It can cause sickness in your body.
Amen.
Oh,
We've got to learn how to control our emotions. It's not always about how I feel right now. Because you know what I found out? Usually how I feel right now is not how I'm going to feel later.
That's right. Hallelujah.
All right.
That's right.
How people know how you feel right now will not always be how you feel later.
Amen.
If you ever had an ex in your life, you might have felt some way about them back 15 years ago. You thought they was all that, but you look at that picture now and say, Lord, thank you for touching my mind.
What was I
didn't
thinking
know
about?
what I was thinking at that
Amen.
time, but I'm so glad I can see clearly now. I would have did anything for them. I would have went anything with them, but I'm so glad, Lord, you changed my mind.
Yes, yes.
We see things a little bit differently.
Yes, 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 yes.
So we can't always act on our emotions.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to say, Lord, help me control my emotions. Yes, folks will try you. Yes, they'll make you angry. But Lord, help me control.
Yes.
Jesus was in the desert and he hadn't eaten for 40 days and 40 nights. Some of you, if you go 40 minutes without it, or 4 hours, let somebody try you and you ain't had your coffee and you ain't had your meal yet. Let somebody try you. But the devil kept trying him, but he controlled his emotions. Somebody might say, yeah, Jesus just sat there and took it. No, he didn't. He spoke back, but he controlled his emotions. Man shall not live by bread alone. He controlled his emotions. I found out you can get more things done if you learn how to control your emotions. You say what you need to say, but control your emotions. So meekness, temperance. Then the last part as I'm closing, it says, against such there is no law. In other words, there's no way to say that you have the Spirit unless you have evidence of these things. But as I said before, all of this fruit, not these fruits, this fruit, because we look again, it says the fruit, not the fruits, the fruit work together. It works in conjunction with one another. I know it said, get you a little bit of joy. You got some peace today, we like to say that, and but no, it had the fruit tree, but that's not how it works. That's what the Bible says. This evidence works together.
All right. Amen.
I've got to have meekness. I've got to have temperance along with temperance, along with faith, along with gentleness, along with patience, along with peace, along with joy, along with love.
Amen.
And that is evidence.
Amen. Good word. Amen.
But when we look at this, does he just want us just to have evidence? When we study this fruit or this evidence, that things, it's not just so people can see, but it's to help me.
All right. Amen.
If I have love, if I'm joy, if I'm a peaceful person, if I'm patient, if I'm gentle, if I'm goodness, I have faith, I have meekness, I have temperance, then I'm a better person.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I found out the law of reciprocity, similar to the law of gravity. The law of gravity says what goes up must come down. The law of reciprocity says what goes out must come back. You don't need more scripture. Reciprocity is too new age for you. You reap what you sow.
All right.
We'd like to use you reap what you sow just for negative. Don't say nothing to me because you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow means literally whatever you put in the ground literally will grow, if it's good or bad.
Amen. Amen.
So if I treat you right, if I'm gentle with you, if I show you some love, it will come back to me.
Yes,
and how many
amen.
people need some good things coming back to you?
Amen.
Or just only a couple of hands. Lord, have mercy. I should see every hand up in here. I need, if you don't need it, then let me borrow yours then. I need some good stuff to come back to me.
That's right.
But it can't come back if I don't send it out. If I go to Bank of America and ask them for $13,500, and they say, how are you going to repay it? No, I'm not asking for a loan. When your account balance is not $13,000, I still want you to give it to me. Then that's a robbery. You can't get out what you didn't put in.
That's right.
If you at church now, you can't go home and open your oven. You expect something to be waiting there for you by the power of the Holy Ghost. If you didn't put it in, it's not coming back out. So what did I put in? What do I want coming back to me? What do I want coming back to me? If I want love to come back to me, I got to give love to somebody else.
Yes.
If I want joy coming back to me, I got to have joy with someone else. If I want temperance, I've got to be temperate with someone else. If I want somebody to have patience with me, I've got to be patient with somebody else. And listen, when things come back, I hear God. I want y'all to understand this clearly. Especially when you deal with persons, it's not going to always come back from the person you did it to. So don't think if I treat David kind, then David will be kind back to me. It might be that I treat David kind, and that stranger or that boss that I need something will treat me good.
That's right. That's right.
The action comes back. Don't you focus on the person.
That's right.
I'm just going to kid you. Pastor said be kind. So I went and gave my boss some cupcakes, and I went there and told him how good they look, and I complimented everything about them. I told him how nice their office looked. I told him what a blessing it is for them to be in my life and how anointed it is. I didn't tell you all that.
Yes.
Sometimes being kind to the least of those. The real test is, can you be kind to somebody or give to somebody who does not have the ability to give back to you, who has nothing to offer? Can I be good to somebody who has nothing to offer me? That's more difficult.
Yes.
It's real easy to be kind to somebody who got something that can give you something back. But can I treat those right that have nothing to offer me? These things are the evidence of the Spirit. I know we wasn't up in the aisle, we wasn't cartwheeling today, but it's still something we need to hear.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
These things are the evidence of the Spirit. Let's let us all stand. We're getting ready to leave in the presence of the Lord.
Amen.